Guys, so this is my 9-week update. I might be a bit distracted. I've got my little monkey over here laying on the floor so you'll probably see her running around, but I'll try and get as much done as I can. So last Tuesday I had Tuesday the 26th of April I had a midwife appointment, which was my booking in at the hospital that I should be giving birth at. Everything was fine, went smoothly, just went through old stuff, you know, like the history of past pregnancy, and just details really, straightforward. And then after that I went straight from there to have my bloods taken, which as always was long. They struggled. It took 2 of them to get blood out of me this time. They ended up actually having to go up here and find a vein, which they said was going to be really painful, but it wasn't really any different from anywhere else. I don't really like having bloods done because I don't really like needles. It doesn't really hurt. It is just a little scratch. It's just, I don't know, it's just not nice. So I don't watch when I do it. I just, you know, like go into my own little world. And I think they think that I'm like struggling because they're always like, you okay? You sure? Do you want some water? But it's like, I'm fine. I'm just in my zone. But yeah, no, everything went fine with that. On the Friday, I had the scan that was my follow-up scan from the scan that I had at 6 weeks, just to check that everything was progressing. So yeah, that was on Friday the 29th. I had the scan. Everything looked fine, which was such like a blessing. She did it really quickly, to be honest. It was sort of like a, there you go, there's the baby, there's the heartbeat, everything looks good. She took a few quick pictures, and then whilst we were getting changed, because she'd put a still on the screen, Liam quickly took some pictures on our phone. She was kind enough to give us some scan pictures, which they really didn't have to because you're supposed to pay for them, and she gave them for free. So I will show you them, but the pictures that I'll probably add into this that Liam took were actually better than the ones they took. She quickly did dates sort of thing, but it just gave me an estimate. She did say that it still could possibly change because like she did do it really quickly, and obviously each pregnancy is different, each baby grows at different rates, so roughly she says that she thinks I'm about 8 weeks, which then I was 8 weeks 4 days, which is putting me at 9 weeks on changeover on Monday. So I'm 9 weeks 4 days today by that scan. Again, like I said, it might still change when I have my next scan, which is a bit of a nightmare, but I feel like that is more accurate because I knew that I was behind before, and I was just sort of guessing, and I was still a little bit out on a few days, which is fine as long as everything's progressing. A baby looked fine, and we saw the heartbeat, so that has definitely given me a little bit more peace of mind. However, I've still been sort of anxious and things still haven't exactly been easy. The sort of other kind of difficult thing, and the reason why I haven't done this as early as I would have liked to, I was planning on getting this done like a few days ago, but Isla's been ill. She's got like a rare form of conjunctivitis in her eyes, where it's not that gunky, it's just that she's got the pink eye, and she's got a lump in her, like on her eye, and it's like, oh, it's not very nice. It's going, and we've got drops that we have to put in every day, but that's a battle. I have to put them in 4 times a day, and she hates it. As soon as she sees the bottle, she legs it. She doesn't want me anywhere near her, and it's literally a battle every time we have to do it. So like, ugh, it's just it's breaking my heart to have to do it, because obviously I literally have to get her to lay down and drop the eye drops in her eyes. I do it with her eyes closed and then get her to open them so that it spreads across, because I was told that was the technique best for kids that don't want it done. But yeah, it's hard work, because obviously along with that I haven't still been feeling very well. And it just feels like every day there's something, like we've been going to the doctors, like we went for the doctors for her, and then yesterday, no, not yesterday, the day before, Wednesday, I'm so confused, baby brain already. On Wednesday I got a phone call from the doctors saying that they'd got my urine sample test results back from the midwife, and that it'd come back saying that it had possible traces of a UTI, but they weren't conclusive. So she was a bit confused obviously by that, as to why they were like, why isn't it conclusive? They wondered if it just been sitting there before they tested it properly a while, who knows. Basically she then asked me to come in yesterday to go and do another one and to get that tested. They rang me back pretty much straight away, I think not that long after I got back. It was a nurse and she tested it and she said that everything looked fine. The only thing that had come back was some leukocytes or leuko something. And she said that that's quite common, typical for pregnancy, and normally they look for that and something else for it to be a UTI. So she doesn't think I've got a UTI, but she said it's still a possibility, or it's that I'm getting over one, or it's not quite there, they're not 100% sure. She asked me obviously how I've been feeling, and obviously I was like, unless it's masked by, I've had a lot of pregnancy symptoms, and unless it's been masked by that, I don't really think I have one. I mean, I've been needing to pee lots, but I feel like that's just typical pregnancy. Like, it doesn't feel, it's not painful to go toilet. Anyway, she obviously, yeah, she tested it like that, but she said because they are not 100% sure still, they're going to send it off to a lab and test it and know for sure. So I should have that results in a couple of days, I think. And they said if it comes back that I have, obviously they'll put me on antibiotics for a week. Because of it can be a little bit harmful for baby. It's more harmful for me than baby, and the antibiotics will be fine obviously for baby. It's pretty common, most women get UTIs. Luckily I didn't last pregnancy, but with everything that's been going on anyway, and with Isla not being very well, I wouldn't be shocked if somehow I've got ill as well, even more, because I've had a cold, she's had a cold, she's had this other thing, and it's just literally, like I said, one thing after another recently. It's just crazy. So yeah, I've got my 12-week scan on the 16th of May, which I said last time, but it's not actually going to be my 12-week scan. I'm going to be 11 weeks on the day, roughly, like by the last scan. But I'm not seeing my midwife until my 16 weeks now, because basically for the second pregnancy, or like, you know, third, fourth or whatever pregnancy, in the UK, pretty much you don't see people as much, because they just assume if you're low risk, everything's fine. They just don't really see you unless something's wrong, which is a nightmare. So I haven't really seen anyone to be able to say, you know I'm early, should I change my dates? But then at the same time I'm kind of like, I don't know if I really want to, because I want the scan at the end of the day, and if they can't see everything that they need to in that scan, they'll rebook me for another one. So I might get two, which obviously I'd be happy about. So I don't know, like I've got mixed feelings about it. I'm gonna go anyway, and they might be annoyed with me, but it's not my fault. Like, they don't want to see me sooner. There's no one I could talk to. I don't even know who my midwife is at the moment. I haven't been assigned one. I've got to book my midwife appointment for my 16 weeks as it is. So it's just a bit of a headache, to be honest. I feel like the way they do this, the system over here, just isn't very good, and it isn't very supportive, really. Moving on to symptoms. So the nausea has still been the worst. Like, oh my days. Every day without fail I feel sick. It's started to change a little bit, where basically I'll get up and I'll be fine for all of like 5 minutes, and then I'll feel sick. I feel really sick, and I feel sick strongest, I think, when I'm hungry, but it sort of masks the hungry. So then I only fancy certain things. Like, it's very hard for me to think of food because I feel like I'm going to be sick. I have to obviously try and think about what I'm going to eat, and trying to make something is so hard. Like, I know I'll be fine once I get it and I start eating, I'm fine. But like the whole process of trying to think about something to eat and making something, oof, like, no. My gag reflex is so bad. Oh yeah, I did throw up once, I think at the beginning of this week, like in the evening. I was about to have a bath. I was like getting undressed, about to get in the bath. I'd been feeling sick. I suddenly felt really sick and I was like, oh no, I actually think I'm going to be sick. Lifted up the toilet and then just puked and then was fine. This nausea is the one thing I'm like, please, please, I hope it gets better by the second trimester, because it's just, it wasn't this bad with Isla, and I don't know how I'm going to cope if this carries on, honestly. It's like feeling sick out and about has been hard. Doing like Tesco shop has been hard. Being around food, thinking about stuff, it's just, like, I have a lot of food aversions. I can't really say that specific things, it's just, it changes from day to day. Cravings, I think my only craving, the only thing that I literally fancy pretty much every day I can think of and go, yeah, I wouldn't mind that, is Marmite on toast with a slice of cheese, like not melted, just a slice of cheese with it. I love it. Like, it's one of the only things I feel like I can think about and I fancy and I can eat and it's fine. I've been getting heartburn a bit more, especially like mainly in the evenings after my main meal, which has been making it hard to take my pregnant care pill, but I've still been taking them. Liam's been really good at getting me to take them. He remembers better than I do. My boobs have still been hurting. I don't think they've grown a huge amount more. They're not as painful as I think they were, but they still ache most evenings. I do feel like my whole digestive system isn't like happy. Like I get sort of bad tummies, like tummy aches and stuff. When I need to go loo quite a lot. I think it's like, obviously the whole digestive system goes through a lot when it's obviously going through pregnancy, and I knew that. I remember it vaguely being a little bit similar with Isla. Yeah, some people get, you know, constipation and stuff, and other people get, you know, the other end of the spectrum. For me, it's like neither or. It's sort of just uncomfortable sort of feeling. Yeah, my skin hasn't been great. I've definitely feel like I've been breaking out. I think I was like a couple of weeks ago and I just sort of forgot to mention it, because my skin's never been perfect. It's definitely, I've always had sort of oily, sometimes combination, because it does get dry as well, skin, but mainly oily. And it's like I've just had a few, mainly on my forehead, which is really weird. I used to get more spots like around here, just, you know, as a general from time to time, especially around my period. But yeah, like my forehead's been horrible and it's just not nice. Like, I definitely feel like it's been a bit like kicked up since I've been pregnant. Been tired a lot, doing a little bit, like going for a walk. Like, I've been walking up to the doctors and back, and going, like, last week I had her first day at nursery, and we walked up to the nursery and back and stuff like that. Like, it just exhausts me. Like, I can do it, it's fine whilst I'm doing it. I get home and I'm just shattered. So yeah, I've still been tired a lot, like I said, and emotional on and off. Last night I had a bit of a cry, like, to Liam, and just was like, you know, felt for like the whole having to do this monkey's eyes and mummy not feeling very well and feeling tired and not being able to get as much housework done because I'm just so exhausted and sick all day, every day. It's just taken its toll, and I just feel like I'm not getting anything done. It's just hard work being pregnant and looking after a toddler. It's hard work. Yeah, your hard work. Oh, well, yeah, I think that's everything, really. That's everything. I showed them baby. Is that baby?
Baby!
Yeah. Is that the baby in mummy's belly? When we first showed her these pictures, when we got back from the scan, you told mummy, I literally was like, look, it's a baby in mummy's belly. And yeah, and what did you say it was? It was a baby. You said it. You told mummy it was a baby girl, didn't you?
A girl.
We don't know yet. We don't know if it's a girl or a boy, but she seems to think it might be a girl.
A girl and a boy.
Yeah, it might be a girl or a boy. Which one do you think it is?
A girl.
You think it's a girl?
Boy.
It can't be a girl boy. It has to be a girl or a boy. Which one?
Boy.
Girl?
Boy.
You think it's a boy?
Yeah, boy.
Now she's saying boy. But she said girl originally. But we'll see eventually, hopefully, won't we?
Yeah.
We'll see. And you're going to be a big sister?
Sister.
Yeah, big sister. Yeah, and either you'll have a little sister or you'll have a little brother.
Papa.
You think it's going to be a brother? You keep changing your story. But we'll see. It'll be fun.